Let's take a look at what you can expect for career and finances. If this is an area of your life that you want more attention, I do actually offer career and finance tarot readings at my stan.store, stan.store/IntuitivelyBeth. Put that in the description of the video as well. But let's take a look at what this collective can expect for April 2025. We'll start with career. Thank you, Spirit, for career. What can this collective expect for career in April? What can this collective expect for career in April? I'm honestly seeing for some of you, I actually think you're getting some sort of like elevation, whether that is a promotion or a just additional recognition. It's like you've been putting in the work and something is coming for you that is, it's taking you to a new level. Chariot card, this is because of work that you've been doing. So if you have not been putting in this work, this part of this message might not be for you. So I'm just seeing the first card coming out though is the Justice card. It's like making me think of literally like leveling up in some way. And like, it's almost like you birthed this. You created this with the High Priestess card and then the Fool, a new beginning. So like I said, maybe you're getting some sort of additional responsibility. I do feel like this does come with financial gains as well. It's because you put in the work. Knight of Stars, okay? So yeah, Ace of Stars, you deserve this. The Ace of Crystals, holy shit. For some of you, this could also be a new job opportunity. I do feel like if you've been trying to get a new job and you get a new job offer, this is a really good sign that new job offer is a good one for you. The World card is also here, so it's like an ending of something that there's some sort of ending of a cycle and then like a graduation, an up leveling. Hangman is here, so it's like you've been in the same position for a while. This I do feel like directly relates to finances too. So for some of you, if like changing positions doesn't really make sense, it could also be that like you just meet your next level of goals that you've never met before. Or something. It's like, or you're creating something that is, it's taking you to another level. That's just what I'm getting at. Yeah. Hangman again, you've been stuck for a while at the same level, and because you have like nurtured this is where you're stepping into something else, okay? And I just love how this relates to the overall themes of April 2025, because we had the 10 of Cups. This is signaling success in career and finances as well as romantic love. We have the 8 of Stars, where you have been putting in the work on your craft and like mastering and being very deliberate here. You are stepping into a greater power as long as you believe that you're worth it, right? And nurturing these seeds that you've been planting, right? So it's also maybe something that you had, 2 of Crystals. So it's also maybe something that you had kind of wished for, hoped for 2 months ago in February, and you just couldn't really see the whole plan of how it was going to come to fruition, but something is like showing itself to you now. You're getting more clarity now. And it's also like something that I feel like there's a level the work that you've been putting in you haven't been getting a fair level of rewards for, I feel like. Yeah, and so it's almost like you're going towards greater fairness is what I'm specifically hearing, the word fair. 6 of Crystals. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And again, if you have been trying to look at that, again, all this Libra energy, this energy of fairness. So maybe also this is especially coming in around the middle of the month. That full moon in Libra, I talked about how that was like a very specific time, and that's also when Venus goes direct. And Venus does control finances as well. So that could be a really significant time, like right around the middle of like April 12th is the full moon in Libra. So around that middle of the month could be when it is the 6 of Stars. It's like that idea of fairness. If you have been, that's timing. Look at this Wheel of Fortune, the timing. And I was talking about how I feel like Taurus season is the bridge between Aquarius season and Leo season for you. And look at how on the Wheel of Fortune, so we have Aquarius here, Taurus here, Leo here, and then this is Scorpio, the other fixed sign. I said the fixed signs are significant. Something about this, it's like, this is all part of your manifestation process. And like this month is a month where you're having to help bridge to get you where you're really ultimately trying to go, I think especially in August. I feel like if you have been doubting, worrying that stuff isn't coming together, watch your thoughts. okay? Because that's part of the manifestation process also, where if you're like, nothing's happening for me, nothing good is happening, well, then that's the vibration that you're on. So let's get off that vibration, okay? And I was starting to say, if you, again, to reiterate, if you've been like thinking that you want to make a career move, I do feel like, especially once we get into like the direct energy, especially once Mars goes into Leo, like, because then all the planets will be direct. I feel like that's a good time to take that heart-centered, can't even make this up, Chariot. That's a good time to move forward. Okay, so if you've been planning on like maybe making a move, this is not about impulsively quitting, but if you're like, okay, I have this other opportunity, if another opportunity comes and it feels really heart-centered and guided and it's something you've been working for and it's like a new up level for you, okay, this is not a lateral move and it's not a down move. It's like literally an up level. If that's available to you and it's something that like you've created that opportunity, this is definitely the green light to take it. King of Stars could not be clear. First of all, Taurus season. Second of all, well, I guess this is the Taurus. This is Aries. Aries, Taurus. So that's April, right? Aries, Taurus. King of Stars is financially abundant, and he has created so much success in his career. Okay, so let's talk about the finances then. Ace of Cups, financially abundant. Let's talk about finances for the month of April. Thank you, Spirit. Finances for the month of April. What can my collective expect financially in the month of April? It's interesting. I feel like they're trying to kind of tell me week by week. I do weekly readings, but I feel like we're going to kind of look at like, show me the first week of April. Maybe we do it by like 10 days at a time. Let's do it 10 days at a time. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's look at like the first third of the month, the first third of April finances. What are we seeing? The beginning of the month, okay, the beginning of the month, you need to be kind of frugal. Do not overspend. You're gonna be tempted to overspend. I feel like you're tempted to overspend in some ways as a coping mechanism. I'm seeing the 4 of Stars and the 3 of Crystals at the beginning of the month. You are, you're spending because of insecurities. You're spending to distract yourself from your feelings. Face your freaking feelings, friends. Okay, with the Strength card in reverse, that's one of the things that you're meant to do. So watch those temptations in the beginning of the month, especially probably all the way until Venus goes back direct, so on April 12th. All right, let's look at the middle of the month. The middle of the month for April finances. What are we seeing for this collective? Thank you, Spirit. April finances. Now, here, I feel like what you're doing is being mindful of, are you putting your money where your values are? There's a realignment of your values and your money. I also feel like, are you spending to keep up with your friends? And also, if I feel like there might be somebody who's asking you for money and you get put into a tough situation. And I think that you need to, like, this is definitely a situation where you don't need to, I think you're being invited to handle this differently than you have before. That doesn't necessarily mean don't give the money. It doesn't necessarily mean give the money. It means that you need to respond rather than react. Take your time to make a decision. But yeah, I think that there's something about money where, especially in some sort of relationship, you're being asked to give money or something like that. And it might also be for some of you like the final straw with your friends. 5 of Wands. I feel like you aren't supposed to give this money is what I'm mostly getting. And it's kind of this reminder that like the people who are really there in your relationships, like your really good relationships, your presence alone is a gift. You don't need to pay to play. Hierophant and the 3 of Cups, and the first 2 cards I hadn't shown you were the 5 of Crystals and the 8 of Cups. This is the Taurus card. Saturn and Pisces, we've been talking about a million times. We're still in that energy. 5 of Wands. So yeah, Hermit card. It's almost like this is showing you, and this probably goes back to that friends energy for that video, friends and family energy. Like maybe this is showing you who is actually aligned with you. But I think that you are over showing, you feel like you have to spend money to have worth, and that's not the case. That comes back to some of this work from the beginning of the month too, okay? Yeah, and we're not making impulsive money decisions here. Taurus likes to be very comfortable. Taurus doesn't have to spend money fast though, okay? Knight of Crystals, Ace of Cups. So the Chariot, you're being really choosy, like that. You should be. The way to operate most successfully this month is to be choosy. I also feel like with the Seven of Wands, this honestly, all this energy from the beginning, we had the Eight of Stars, the Strength card in reverse, the Seven of Wands. It is kind of like some people might kind of come for your resources or ask for your resources, and you don't need to just drain them out. You can be deliberate about who gets your resources. Where do you actually want to give? And for some people, it's okay to give, but are you giving in the places that it's because you're giving from your heart, or is it because you're giving and hoping that you're going to receive something? Are you giving out of obligation? Are you giving because you think that's the way to earn love? Are you giving because that's what you've always done? Or are you giving because you know that this is just part of this connection and that's okay to do, okay? So really ask yourself where the desire to give is coming from. Four of Cups. I feel like for most of you, it's not coming from a good place. And it's not coming from the right place, I should say. And for some of you, maybe it genuinely is, but I think for a lot of you, the desire to give is not. And I also feel like for some of you, this is a person asking for something and you're like, are you freaking seriously asking again? Six of Stars. This is all about giving and receiving with like strings attached. So you're like, are you seriously asking again? That's the last time. Like, no, I'm not here for that. Okay. Let's look at the end of the month. What do you need to know financially? Finances at the end of the month. Finances at the end of the month. It's interesting how it's talking so much about money, like spending. Obviously, we talked about career and how things can be going there, but let's just see finances by the end of the month. What else does this collective need to know? Finances by the end of the month of April, the last, 10 days or so. Empress. There's that abundance, okay? So I do feel like, especially if you are making some of those like work changes, the up-leveling, things like that, and it's almost like if you make these good choices throughout the month, you'll be rewarded at the end of the month. Yep. Look at this, the Ten of Stars, the Six of Crystals, the Four of Cups. So it's like, it might seem like money isn't coming in as much as you want it to at the beginning of the month. And then like, it's like the first 3 weeks, maybe you're like, what the hell? And it comes through at the end for the fourth week. Things come together for you. Okay. So I do feel like there is abundance here. And you're moving in the direction you want to go. Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck as well. So yeah, even if it feels like the beginning, it's just like all these old things coming up. Ten of Crystals, old wounds, trauma responses, old patterns that you have to work through. If you work through them this month, there's a lot of opportunity for you to really work through some money energy, money blocks here, and money lessons here. You can actually come out of this month with the Nine of Stars. So freaking lucrative, right? Like the Eight of Stars is working to become the Nine of Stars. So I love this. I feel like this is actually really good news. I also think as Venus is like, getting more and more direct, that's going to be helpful for you too. But again, a lot of this is in your control. So yes, astrologically, stuff is happening that makes a difference, but also self-card, a lot of this is in your control. So control what you can, and then that will, you have a lot of control over your finances and your abundance this month, and you can have a really great month and learn a lot of lessons and set yourself up for future financial success. What vibration do you want to be manifesting on? Page of Stars. I love that lesson.